Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lindsay, the housewife historian, and today you guys are going to be getting ready with me. On Mondays, I have court with some of my girls, and I have to be out the door here shortly. So I wanted to hop on and talk the Real Housewives of Potomac with you guys. I told you last week that I was going to start doing more lives and giving you guys some more content. I had sort of laid off YouTube for a while because I was frustrated when they demonetized me, and I started investing in my TikTok, which you guys can find at HW Historian 2. And so yeah, I was just over at TikTok hanging out, but I'm coming back to YouTube because I feel like there's a really big community of people that watch the Housewives on YouTube, and they're just not TikTokers. So I'm here for you guys. Good morning. Happy Monday. We're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. We got last night's finale episode. If you guys are in the comments and you want to rate last night's episode, this is a disclaimer warning. If you have not watched yet and you don't want to know what happens, then this video is probably not for you this morning. But if you did watch last night's episode and you want to discuss it, let's get into it. First of all, we had this fight take place, which, not even getting into the fight, I think what shocked even viewers the most was all of this drama with Mia and her husband Gordon and this alleged gentleman named Ink, who is a TV personality. He's not a DJ, apparently. He's a TV personality. Did you guys see Mia on Watch What Happens Live? I mean, first of all, they're discussing the paternity of her oldest son. So that's a little bit, mucky water for Bravo because of everything that happened with Real Housewives of New Jersey. People were giving a hard time to a young couple that came on there, and they were discussing the adoption of the husband's child, and the mother was in prison. But in this instance, it's a little different. You know what I mean? She's talking about the fact that her oldest son may not be Gordon's, and that Ink has suspected that that is his son. And Mia, in her confessional, claims that she was upfront with Gordon, from the get-go about this, right? And maybe she was, because he does seem to know it, but he seems pissed off about it. And so then I thought, well, were they not married? I thought they were married when they had kids. Didn't you guys think that, from the way that she talked about how they met at the club and she was pop, lock, and dropping it and he was married? I thought that they got married before they had children. She told Andy Cohen, he seemed confused too, that she was not having an affair with Ink when they got married. But she also said that they had dated since high school and that she thought they were soulmates. And Gordon said that as well. I just think that's so crazy to discuss the paternity of the oldest son on the show on national television. I don't know how old he is, probably 9 or 10 years old. Just seems like maybe they've openly spoken about it with him too, because they seem pretty open about things. What did you guys think of last night's episode? Are you interested in the reunion? Do you feel like Candace is sort of getting blamed for this fight that took place between Ashley Darby's friend, aka Sesame Street? I felt like she was really blaming Candace. I did a video on TikTok and I said that I also think she was running out of that venue because she was scared the police were coming. And the only reason I think that is because she ran up out of there real quick, and with the other girl going to the emergency room, I don't know. I just get the feeling that Deborah was nervous that the police could end up coming. Because I just feel like after all of that, obviously she was fighting for some camera time. Obviously she thought this might get her a little bit of, I don't know, confessional time. Like she could have talked to the producers about it and they would have filmed her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like, girl, you put in a lot of work to not get any camera time. Like, we didn't really see you because you were scuffling around with this other woman. And then on top of it, of course, Bravo didn't have the footage. There was a clip from, it made it around. I mean, this was out way before the season came out. the clip came out, and what looks like Giselle from behind is actually the new girl, Nakia. And if you look at the fight happening, she pulls them off. They're like on a platform, sort of. It has like a 3-inch lip if you go back and watch the video. And she literally like pulls them off of that onto the ground. And that's how they end up, stop being fighty. But the one girl got 12 stitches. That's a big deal to get 12 stitches in your face, in your head, in your forehead, in your scalp. I mean, that's not cool at all. Glass is very dangerous. Usually, people, unless if it's like a street brawl, they're not going to be hitting you with glasses. I just think that was very, very, very extreme. I don't think that woman should be at any other events. I feel like Candace is getting a bad, I don't want to say a bad edit, because I think the editors seem to be like showing her side, because I think the viewers can kind of see that she really wasn't at fault here. Like, she really didn't do anything. She, was trying to stay away from the woman. And the woman seemed a little bit, I don't want to use like the word, but she seemed determined. She seemed like she was on a mission. Like, she had already had a plan and it was going into action. And it's so strange because Wendy actually said the same thing in her confessional, that she heard Deborah say something to Ashley before she went up to Candace and this new girl, which is really also, what is producers doing with this new girl? We have Nakia. She came in. She's the one that's trying to get pregnant, and that her husband is the doctor, and they did that. I still can't get over that whole scene with like the insemination doctor and the bathroom and the whole, I'm still like shocked that they showed all of that. But anyways, somebody made a calendar also, and I said this the other day, that we are going to have no new housewives until the Real Housewives of New Jersey in May. Only thing we have going, that was weird. I hope you guys can still hear me. The only thing that we have going now is going to be the Real Housewives of Potomac, the reunion, and I want to call it Sweet Valley High, and that's not what it's called. It's called the Valley, and it has Jax Taylor and all of them, now that they're like grown up and they're married and they're having kids and they're having marital problems. And it was actually kind of good. I actually enjoyed it. I know. Crazy, but I did. What are you guys going to be watching? Are you guys going to be watching Summer House? Is that where it's at? I mean, Below Deck's on too, but I don't know. One thing I also wanted to mention, Kempire did a really good video on Mia. And he said, like, basically kind of what I said about discussing the paternity of like their child on national television. Like, what are we doing here? And it does sort of seem like Mia, if you go look at like her Instagram and stuff with this man, they're like on a boat and they're playing romantic music and she's on a swing, and it just seems like it's, I don't even know, not fake, but like, I don't know, just why are you putting that out there? You're still married, you have children, 3 children, you've already put all of this out on to TMZ and to all these other different news outlets, on top of the show, on top of all the press that comes with it. Like, it just seems wild to me. And do you guys think that Mia is supporting them off of her salary? Because she said that she's transferring money into Gordon's account so that he could eat. The man's 70-some years old. I'm surprised he doesn't have any access to any money or his retirement. So you guys are living off of what Mia's making. Is she still doing anything with like the chiropractic center? And this man, what's his deal? He's a radio DJ host. Is he trying to like come up? Is this, I think that what Gordon said, which is something that we do see sometimes with the housewives or with any wife that's been under their husband's control financially, when they start to get a little bit of financial independence or a little bit of financial stability, they get a divorce. And it's so crazy because Mia tried to tell us that she wanted to get divorced but that Gordon withdrew all of the money out of their joint checking account, and then they showed Gordon saying that he had no idea that they were talking about getting divorced. Like, what? So sometimes I don't know. That's the only thing that gets me a little bit annoyed with her. I think she has a good storyline, but I get annoyed with the little bit of like, oh, I had an inheritance, and first, G was married, then he wasn't married, then they were, she's pop locking, dropping it, she's a stripper, and it's just, I don't know. It's just like I think she's like that in real life, though. I think that she is one of those people that sort of, you have to like filter through what's the truth and what's not the truth. And that's okay. But I don't know, for national television, I think we need someone to be a little bit more accountable, because you are on camera. I mean, just saying. What are your guys' thoughts? Did you guys watch The Real Housewives of Potomac? And are you going to be watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey? We're going to be getting that in May. We got a trailer that dropped for it. I think that Melissa Gorga opened up her new store is it Long Island, I think, maybe? I'm surprised that's not part of the show, to be honest with you guys. I'm wondering if they did that on purpose, so that they didn't have to give any proceeds to Bravo. I noticed also, like with Kyle Richards, sort of the same thing, because she is doing a documentary on Morgan Wade, and she mentioned nothing about the documentary at the reunion, and someone brought up a good point. It's probably because she doesn't want to share any of the proceeds. I was like, that's smart. For sure. I wonder if I just can't see comments. Has anyone commented and I just can't see them? This is like weird. Usually I have my account for StreamYard that I pay for, but this is like their available one or whatever, I guess. And I'm not used to using it, and I literally can't see anyone's comments, and I don't know it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate you. Thanks for letting me know. You know how these days can be. I went on this morning, I was just baffling away in one of these chats, and somebody was like, I didn't even know you were in this chat. And I was like, well, damn it, I didn't know either. Like, that's exactly my point. I don't even know what chats I'm in, what chats I'm not in. I don't open them. I barely check my DMs. I like let them add up, and then I check them. It's terrible, I know, but I don't know. I'm like one of those people that have anxiety, so I get overwhelmed. So like right now I have like probably 70 some alerts on my phone, probably. I also have a lot of people that text me for work and stuff. So sometimes I just have to like put my phone down, like for text messaging and all that stuff, and I have to like mute it, which sucks, because then sometimes I mute things that I want to get like from my friends and family. So but it's just the way that it is. It happens. So yeah, I don't know what's going to be going on with the Real Housewives of New Jersey this year. It's getting very complicated over there. I'm still going to cover it, of course, just maybe from a little bit of a more neutral standpoint. People are discussing the Real Housewives of New Jersey and Teresa and the whole thing that's been going down online, on top of rumors about BravoCon and Melissa Feaster and everything that went down there. So I don't know what this season is going to be like, but I feel like it's going to be like a bloodbath online, honestly. Well, I mean, it's kind of like that every year, though. It just seems like Melissa and Margaret are sitting back, like, loving it, because they didn't have to lift a finger. And there's so much going on, negatively in the press right now. It's crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with Bravo. Leah McSweeney not doubling down on her claims of Andy Cohen and his recreational use of powdery substances. I think she even said he needed to apologize to somebody about it. I can't remember exactly who. Andy Cohen and his team, I think they hired a really, I don't want to use the word elite, but sort of an elite publicist, PR sort of team to help get things cleaned up over there. It's not a bad idea. They need the help. I mean, Andy Cohen was like tweeting thank yous tweeting apologies to people on Twitter over Brandi Glanville. Like, not good look, not a good look. And I think that's why we're getting such a watered down version of the Real Housewives of Potomac this year, because they don't want people coming at them accusing them of promoting violence or anything like that. Also, did you guys know that Karen Huger got a driving under the influence? I'm confused because when I look it up on TMZ, it looks like they charged her with a driving under the influence and a driving while impaired. Two separate charges, both of them that she has to appear in court for. I thought that was strange. Somebody put on Reddit that she got like tickets 2 days in a row. Now, that does happen in real life. It's happened to me before. I don't know though. What do you guys think? I mean, she wrecked her 2007 Maserati. They said it was way worse than she was really leading on, that there was like a fire under the engine, that they kind of had to cut her out of the vehicle. And then also, DUIs stay with you forever. And that's why I always tell people, like, don't be hateful, because you could be one DUI or one domestic violence away from, a night in the clinker. So she was arrested, and I'm sure she didn't want that out there. At first, TMZ wasn't reporting whether she was arrested or not, but she was detained and arrested. And it's not her first time, Barbara. And we hear a lot of rumors about Karen, liking to take a little bit of a nightcap. And this isn't the first housewife to get a DUI, so she might as well not even be embarrassed about it. Just hang her head high. Take note from Shannon Bedore, because she has a great PR team that help her navigate situations like this. And I think that she thus far has done a fantastic job of taking responsibility, taking the heat. And now I think that she'll have a little bit more of a sympathetic, empathetic lens for viewers this season, maybe. But regardless, she had the dog in the car and she hit somebody's house and she kept driving. So I think that Karen, she's probably embarrassed, but like, girl, just throw your shoulders back. Go get you some intensive outpatient therapy. It might be the best thing you ever do for yourself. Maybe you'll wish you would have done it 10 years ago. Do your little bit of time on probation, pay your fines, and keep it pushing. But when you're used to drinking and there is alcohol on the set and there's alcohol at all of the events, and you're used to, look at how many ladies drink during their confessionals. It opens them up. It helps them be more funny. They're more witty. They're more just, how you are when you're drunk. It's a little bit more fun. So alcohol, I think, is a regular thing for the housewives because it's all a party. And when they do their confessionals, even, they drink, and it helps them relax and not be nervous and answer the question, go with the flow. I've seen housewives be on that powder during the after show. I've seen them be like so high they're in cloud 9 or something. Jeez. While you guys are here, though, I wanted to tell you guys that Dr. Nicole Martin, I love her so much. I met her in New York like a year and a half ago. If you guys are sleeping on the Real Housewives of Miami, get with it. It's on Peacock. Last season was better. I feel like it Bravo did them dirty. Bravo treats them like they're the redheaded stepchild and gave them like a really shitty time slot right after the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills at 10 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. I also feel like the production was not the same and was not as good as it was the season before when they were with Peacock. I think it looked a little bit cheap at times this year. I really think that they are bringing the drama. They have a great balance. They have plenty of women, plenty of storylines, plenty of money, plenty of parties, plenty of fake boobies and big blonde hair and dark hair. Like, they got it going on, right? I met her though, like almost 2 years ago in New York City. She was so lovely. She was so sweet. She's petite, like she is on the show in real life. I got pictures with her. Barbara says, I love RHOM, but Bravo is going to ruin the show. I know. And I said, why didn't they just leave it alone on Peacock? Here's the thing. I don't know what Andy or Bravo or whomever has against the Real Housewives of Miami. And for people to think this doesn't happen, it does happen. It was even spoken about with the Real Housewives of New York that Andy Cohen did not want to do a new cast, didn't want to do the cast that we have right now, the new ladies. And he was not for it. And sometimes when Andy's not for a franchise, you will see less press, you will see, less money put into it, you will see not very good time slots, they'll give it competition, and for whatever reason, he's always sort of had something against the Real Housewives of Miami, which is why I don't know why they didn't leave it on Peacock. But somebody said they didn't want people to think that they were being like biased or racist or anything like that, because there's a lot of Latino women on the Real Housewives of Miami, which I think that all of us love. I love it. I pick up little sayings all the time and I use it in real life. Is anyone going to do a deep dive on Dr. Nicole's husband? He looks like another crooked lawyer from his Yelp reviews, and she doesn't obviously care. I looked a little bit into him, actually, now that you say this. I did look a little bit into him only because he is a lawyer. He's into law. And I think that he is a attorney that sues insurance companies. And I think he sued them for for corporations, maybe. But I did hear a lot of people saying that, lawyers like him and this sort of business is what is skyrocketing the prices of insurance claims for houses and stuff like that, because of all the hurricanes and stuff that happen in that area. So they already have really high house insurance as it is. And then when a hurricane happens or devastation, I think that he goes in and I think he filed not every claim that he files gets picked up somehow, because again, this is civil law and lawsuits and corporations, and this isn't criminal law. So he files suits, and some of them I think just automatically get dismissed because they're not relevant. Some of them obviously get picked up. I don't know if that's where he gets the bulk of his money, because yes, even though lawyers have a lot of money, they don't have Tom Girardi money. They don't. And somebody even like Leah Black, who they have a lot of money, and her husband represented Jeffrey E. the first time he went to the penitentiary in Florida. They're very wealthy, but he's been doing this a very long time. I think he even represented, oh my gosh, I can't remember. It was when there was a young man that was unalived. He was, I want to say the George, I can't remember offhand, but I'll look into that. I will look into it. I think that they made a really big profit off of the selling of their home. If you don't know, they did sell their home to Jeff Bezos' mother. I think they made millions of dollars on the sale of it. She also is a anesthesiologist, but here's the thing with anesthesiologists, they're sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Independent contractors, if you will. They can come and go and take the shifts they want, and then they get paid by the hospital for, I'm assuming, however many anesthesias that they do. If you guys know anything about elective plastic surgery or surgery itself, or if you don't have health insurance, you know that the anesthesia is more expensive than the surgery itself sometimes. So depending on how long you have to be down and how much they have to give you. So her being an anesthesiologist, she's making a lot of money, but I don't know if she's making that kind of money, but I think the sale of their home, making all that millions, elevated them. Let me check and see what they made off of it real quick. And then I have to wrap this up because I got to go to court. Somebody said that it was because not necessarily the home, but the property was very, very valuable. But the home was very beautiful, and it was an architectural digest or some shit. So it was that clean aesthetic, sort of that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian put in their house when they first built it, introduced it. His Facebook reviews are 5 stars, but his other reviews don't look good. Okay. Isn't it so crazy? They had a 9,000 square foot home with 6 bedrooms. And Louis Morales is over here on the Real Housewives of New Jersey saying, come on, Teresa, let's go back to our 10,000 square foot house and you never have to work again. Like Nicole, that huge house that Nicole Martin and her husband lived in last season wasn't even 10,000 square feet. It was 9,000. And they sold it for $44 million. $44 million. Let's see what they paid for it. Because I feel like they made a really big profit. I don't know if Reality Blurb will tell us what they paid for it. Isn't it so weird that Jody, Lisa's boyfriend, lives in the old house of Adriana and her husband? Remember her husband? I can't remember his name. I want to say, I can't, you guys know him bad with names. Anyways, he dated Louis' sister from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Okay. In 2019, they paid $13 million for it. Let's say hypothetically they put in $7 million, which is definitely not the case. They still would have made a profit of $24 million. I feel like they're pretty much, I don't want to say set for life, because obviously I think that the more money you make, the more money that you spend. And they're very ambitious, and they just are now having children, and, you know, but she's gorgeous. And I like her. I think she's genuine. And I like her and Gertie's relationship and friendship. And the difference between, again, Nicole and some of the other franchises, if you go back and watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, when Crystal got sick in Spain and Anne Marie was there and she was like checking Crystal's pulse, something got said, and Anne Marie said to like Kyle, even though Crystal was in earshot, she's like, oh my gosh, don't tell her to do that. I don't want her to stroke out and have a heart attack, or something just very insensitive to say when someone is like waiting on an ambulance to come. And if you go watch The Real Housewives of Miami, when Gertie's sick, Nicole takes her hand. She holds her hand the whole time. They get her into an ambulance. Like, she's still there with her, being very comforting and just letting her know that she was there. Like, I was like, everyone wants a friend like that. I need a friend like that. Anyways, guys, she has a new face line. I'm going to do an unboxing for you guys. I did one last night on TikTok, but since we're talking about it, I do want to let you guys know it's pretty amazing. I did some research on it. I went onto her website. This vitamin C stuff is supposed to be like amazing. It's like high-powered formula to take your skin to the next level of clarity, smoothness. Vitamin C fights photo aging and targets pigments that lead to dark spots. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna keep you guys posted on what I think, but you guys should go check this out. I will put a link in the comments. I don't think that's enough to have a plane or a yacht. I've heard that jets are like your biggest downfall if you're wealthy. Like that might have been where Kylie, because they're talking about Kylie Jenner going broke. I think she paid like 73 million or something for a jet. Does that sound right? 23 million, 70 million, whatever. It was really high in the millions. And they said like that's the worst really investment that you can make as a rich person, because it's a lot of money. And I don't know about the yacht. I feel like Florida would be the place to have a yacht though. So I don't know a lot about the prices of yachts. But a $24 million profit on top of other endeavors, on top of what she makes as an anesthesiologist, on top of what she's getting paid by Bravo, on top of their other real estate investments, on top of his salary. I don't know. I think they could be pulling in a pretty penny, pretty big penny. But we'll wait and see. I'll look and see. I love to do a deep dive, so I will definitely look and see what I can find out for you guys, and I'll keep you posted on it. You guys make sure you hit the like button, turn your notifications on. I told you guys I'm going to start coming live, trying to do it daily, getting back into my YouTube community. So I really miss you guys. Make sure that you comment if you are returning. Barbara, so glad to see you in the chat today. I appreciate you so much. And I hope that all of you guys have a great Monday. I am off to court. Not for myself. Bye.